Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:51, and Foreigner with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
It is going to be, and I will tell you in just one second here, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 69, giggity. Tomorrow, rain showers with a high of 69, giggity. It's 39, giggity, in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Maybe.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Let's see. Production of the Tomb Raider series, starring Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, has been paused due to Turner's injury. The Game of Thrones star aggravated a pre-existing back injury, leading to a temporary shutdown of production. Well, that's not Lara Croft.
It is so hard to raid tombs when you got like a wicked bad back. You throw your back out, you're not raiding anything. Maybe the fridge.
When you got a bad coccyx, you might not be able to raid wombs. Is it Womb Raider or Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider. By the way, I try not to judge about anyone's coccyx.
Well, I mean, when your coccyx is broken.
Well, some are showers and some are growers.
That's right.
Steve. What are you supposed to do?
Anyway, the release date for the series has not been confirmed, but it's anticipated to premiere in 2027. The Tomb Raider franchise, which began as a video game, has seen various adaptations on screen with high hopes for the upcoming Prime Video version. Oh, I cannot wait.
It's going to be fantastic.
Amazon MGM Studios' Project Hail Mary continues to perform strongly with a 32% drop in North America and impressive international numbers, reaching a worldwide total of $300.8 million. The film is the highest-grossing U.S. studio film for the year and is the top non-local title in many international markets. Hoppers from Pixar is also performing well, $300 million worldwide, while Warner Brothers' They Will Kill You opened below expectations. Well, I mean, if you're going to tell everybody you're going to kill them, I wouldn't imagine there's a lot of people buying the ticket for the show.
It almost sounds like a threat.
Well, whether it be a metaphor or not, it's still. I'm not going to see a movie saying they're going to get killed.
No, not for those prices.
Scream 7 has become the first in the franchise to reach $200 million globally. Yeah, but how much was the price of a ticket when the last Scream came out?
Well, that's what they don't really tell you.
Hey, we had the highest grossing or most watched. You could have a $100 million movie from 30 years ago actually be more people than $500 million.
There is that. There's the box office, but go and figure out what the cost of the film was. You got a $300 million film, and it costs you like $100 million to make.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really making a lot of money, or is it just about snow cap and popcorn sales?
Probably popcorn sales.
I do like snow caps, though. I won't lie to you.
Look, I don't know. The nonpareils, sometimes they bother my teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't just let them melt in your mouth?
Melt in your mouth a little bit. It takes a long time for me to eat a box of snow caps.
That's why I savor them.
Yeah.
Last the whole movie.
Do you ever get a cap in the ass when you sit down, you drop one on the seat? And
I think that's rather personal, don't you?
Well, I'm just asking. Man to man, I'm asking you a question, whether or not you've had a snow cap in your ass.
Well, once, but it was in a doctor's office. I mean, that was to be expected.
I've never heard anybody threaten someone. I'll pop a snow cap in your ass. You'll be crapping nonpareils for a week.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Queen Elizabeth II reportedly advised Prince Harry to wait another year before proposing to Meghan Markle, but the couple announced their engagement 6 months later and married the following May. Despite warnings from the Queen, Prince William, and Prince Charles, Harry did not heed their advice, leading to tensions within the royal family. The strain deepened as the Sussexes, say that 10 times fast.
10 times fast.
Sought a partial commitment in 2020, which the Queen refused, and the Oprah Winfrey interview aired while Prince Philip was in the hospital. The Queen reportedly felt distressed by Harry and Meghan's actions, with even the wedding day showing signs of misgivings as the Queen disliked Markle's gown and regarded the ceremony as the couple's affair.
Well, I mean, this adds such clarity to the entire situation. Now we Now we know what caused all the hassle
Yeah.
and tension.
No. This is the thing that causes the family tension. Not Andrew, who was going around the world sex trafficking young girls.
We could all overlook that.
Yeah, but it's this that really destroyed the name of the royal family.
I mean, you marry the wrong woman, you're out of the family right away.
Yeah.
You go to Epstein Island like 500 times.
Yeah.
Everyone's want to look away, not pay attention.
Yeah. What was it like?
That's a good family.
My friend Jeffrey throws a good barbecue.
I'm sure he
Yeah,
does.
I'm sure he does. Britney Spears made a bold fashion statement on Instagram, sporting a pink ruffled crop top paired with white mini shorts with a frayed hem. This is information you wanted to know this morning.
Actually, could you say that again? I want to make sure I take notes.
Yeah, Britney Spears made a bold fashion statement on Instagram, sporting a pink ruffled crop top paired with white mini shorts and a frayed hem.
Afraid hem.
What was he afraid of?
I don't know. Afraid of what's behind the hem.
Yeah, the outfit exuded a relaxed summer vibe, perfect for a beach day. Spears accessorized with black oversized sunglasses and a small pendant, keeping the styling minimal.
Listen, is she dancing with knives still? Because that's all I really care about.
No, she danced on a luxury yacht showcasing a carefree and fun mood. There was no knives involved. The pop star looked confident and playful in the photos, capturing attention with her daring look. This must be from a woman's perspective in Hollywood. Otherwise, if it was like a man writing it, it would be like, she's crazy! She's absolutely insane!
That biznatch is out of her mind.
She needs to... Did you see her dancing with the knives? She's crazy! Crazy!
What is she doing? Are we going out? Is she teasing me? What's going on here, Brittany?
Yesterday, I'm watching Ninja Warrior, like old episodes of Ninja Warrior from like 2015. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
And this, the commentators on that show, they're talking about this one woman who she has a severely autistic daughter, and the whole thing was like, oh, she's gonna get in shape and she's gonna do this Ninja Warrior thing and blah blah blah. So she's doing the obstacle course, right? She's really good-looking lady, in shape and all that stuff.
Right.
And you hear the commentator going, yep, she lost all the baby weight after the first 3 months. And I'm like, what? Why are you... Where did that come from?
Well, I don't know many women who've gone through the miracle of birth and went right into the obstacle course right afterwards.
What? But that's not what her story was. Her story was about the resilience of doing this on her own and taking care of the severely autistic daughter that she has. You know, it was actually a pretty heartwarming story, but for some reason, this commentator was like, and you know, Bob, she lost all the baby weight within the first 3 months.
Well, thanks for letting me know that, Al. You know, my wife hasn't lost it at all. She's got a big fat spare tire right there. Well, big handle, more for grabbing, more for loving.
Now she's got a big fat patootie, and there I am carrying drinks around her on it every time we go to a cocktail party.
Meanwhile, our contestant here is swinging on vines to try not to fall into a pond. My wife is swinging on vines just to get to the bonbons in the freezer.
She's so fat, she fell down, broke her arm, and gravy poured out. That's how it was like, Rob. And then she lost the thing anyway. She didn't even get through the thing. Kim Kardashian is accused of altering her sister. No, wait a minute. That's a different story. Kim Kardashian has been getting all kinds of attention and compliments over her new short pink bobbed hairstyle.
Really?
Although she did say it feels strange washing such short hair now.
I'm sure she must have something to say.
Oh my God, the last time I watched something like this was when Ray J put his bulky item through my minge cycle and covered me in all-temperature schmear in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95. Protein gets out protein.
Caitlin?
Oh, I never got that done and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but we once pulled off a 96. Down on my end, it was like coming face-to-face with an all-roast beef charcuterie board.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is your mother is quite the mouthful. In fact, I got lockjaw so bad I could only let her know I was arriving the old indigenous way with choke signals. Splat, 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 splat. Ah, your mother. And that is your Hollywood trash on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware with Scott's 4-Step. 4 easy steps to an awesome lawn.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, if I didn't know any better, I might be led to believe that Connecticut was the basketball capital of the world. Thankfully, I try not to be consumed by somebody else's delusions of grandeur. I have my own to worry about. Yet just days after the owners of the Connecticut Sun announced they were selling the team for $300 million and moving him to Houston, Texas, which is more than 1,750 miles away from the basketball capital of the world, leave it to the UConn Huskies for restoring everybody's faith in the state of Connecticut's appropriation of a game they did not even invent. Over the weekend, both the UConn men and women both advanced into the Final Four of the NCAA college basketball tournament. For the women, they pounded the hapless Fighting Irish in Notre Dame 70-52, thereby sending Gino Auriemma to his 25th Final Four appearance. They'll find out who they're facing after tonight's game between South Carolina and TCU. Meanwhile, the UConn men beat Duke Blue Devils after coming back from a 19-point deficit and sealing the win with the last-second three-point shot from freshman Braylon Mullins. The final score, Huskies win 73-72. They'll now face Illinois in the Final Four, the winner of which will face either Michigan or Arizona in the finals. Now, this is all very exciting stuff, of course, especially if you happen to live in the state of Connecticut and happen to be swept up in the delusion that Connecticut is the official capital of the basketball universe. Now, I'm not going to make predictions here, but I do believe that some of you UConn fans might want to start boning up on some of your traditional post-game championship-level vandalism, because there's a pretty good chance that one, if not both of your teams could walk away with another championship. And if you people are going to claim to be the capital of the game, you might as well start acting like it. Otherwise, you might as well move to Houston, 1,750 miles away. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, if you're painting the house, the whole thing, or just a room or two, you need to go see Steve at the South Hadley Rockies. Work with a paint professional like Steve, and your painting project is going to go really smoothly. Good people like Steve and rock-solid service at every Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 6:13, and the Rolling Stones, Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 69 giggity. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 69 giggity. It's 39 giggity in downtown Springfield. You ever have a 39 before?
I have not, that I can recall.
Well, you are missing out on the amputees, my friend. Let me tell you. Yeah, so good weekend. I say
we had a hell of a weekend. We went to go see Better Than Ezra in Great Barrington at the Mahoway Theater.
Now,
beautiful little theater.
Now, how does Ezra feel about this?
Well, the original Ezra probably isn't very happy because it's always being compared to the other guys. Yeah. But it was a great show. They were a lot of fun. Beautiful theater, and we stayed at the Red Lion in Stockbridge because it's 12 minutes away. What the hell?
And what'd you eat? Because that's what really matters about any trip is what you consumed, especially at the Red Lion Inn.
Well, I got to tell you, I've been there before. It's not my first go around with the Red Lion. Mm-hmm. I got the fish and chips, which was terrific, and
very British of you.
Yeah, like it's Friday, and I thought, well, I might as well follow Lent on one of those weeks. And then Jenny got the turkey dinner, which was delicious. And then the whole bill after it came back was $102.1.
Whoa!
$102.19.
Wow, that's crazy.
You want to talk about crazy?
Yeah.
We get into the theater, we get to our seats. Seat 101 and 102.
What?
Well, I know. What are the odds of that?
Oh,
it's crazy.
That is crazy.
But that's a really cool. I don't know if you've ever been to the Red Lion or stayed there.
No, but I had a horrible time at an Applebee's over the weekend, and my bill was $94.70. They're like, no, you really should try to enjoy this, and I'm like, there's no way I can enjoy any of this.
Yeah, see, at the Red Lion, there was no way to not enjoy it, and I was like, oh, this is so friggin' delicious. But it's an old building, and it's got like those old creaky floors, and they're not always.
But the tavern
flat.
downstairs is very cool.
The whole place is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that place. I mean, it's It's off season. That's why I got a good price.
Yeah, you wouldn't catch you dead there in bougie summertime or the winter months where the skiers come back in.
Going in March is the perfect time because they're at their height of desperation.
Yeah.
And so I always find that's the best time to get reservations, reserve a room at the time when they least expect you to be there. And that's what happened. So we had a great night from top to bottom. Saturday, though, I want to just quickly mention this. I don't have final numbers, but I was invited to MC Swish Night for Make-A-Wish at the Longmeadow Country Club. It's like two bougie events in 2 days. Red Line in Stockbridge, Longmeadow Country Club. I'm totally out of my element in both these places.
I'm surprised you're not wearing a top hat and carrying a monocle.
I thought about it, but I didn't think that they wanted Mr. Salty to be the MC of the place.
You could be.
Could have been, but I'll tell you what a great event that was. And it was all to raise money for Wishes for Kids. Is like 300 wishes that they're trying to grant this year. And they raised, again, I don't have the final numbers, but they raised close to $300,000.
Damn.
In this event. So it was absolutely amazing. I want to thank them for having me and allowing me to join them because we had a wonderful time. So if you can, if you're feeling like you want to help people, families in troubled times, donate to Make-A-Wish.
There you go.
All year
sounds
long.
like a good event.
All year long.
Did you win anything? Could you afford to put a bid on anything?
They had a live auction.
Yeah.
And the guy was really, really good. He got serious money for a number of these things. But once the auction items were done, he kind of went through, would anybody willing to donate $1,000 to grant a wish? And there was a couple of rich guys who did that. And then he brought down 500, and there was a bunch of people that put in 500, and then they said, well, how about 250? So they get down to 250, and my wife lifted up the card, so we went on the third tier of the wish, and we spent other money too, but it's like we're not $1,000 people. We're not even $500 people.
I'm kind of akinning this to the as lovely as the event is, the Bright Nights Ball, where you and I are the people auctioning off an item because you and I could never afford to bid on said auction item.
Well, not only that, but you and I also could never afford to go to the Bright Nights Ball.
That's true, too.
If we were not participating in the live auction.
Yeah, we have to wash dishes afterwards in the MGM kitchen.
And we actually parked cars that year there was a fire, which, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I remember Mr. Picknelli driving up and handing me the keys to his... What kind of car does he drive?
The McLaren.
A McLaren.
Yeah,
and
right.
He's like, park it around back, sonny. That's what he said to me. Yeah.
So while Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, was having lunch, we were driving around Springfield with that thing.
Oh, yeah. We were doing jumps and everything with it. We were.
Oh, and you're Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Are you saying I'm not who I say I am? So... well, that's good. I'm glad you had a positive outcome.
It was a great weekend. It really, truly was, and everything was just wonderful. And you had a good couple of shows too.
Yeah, Marty and I, along with Phil Anthony, did River.
That's a waterfront restaurant.
A waterfront restaurant, and they really enjoyed my material about the overflowing sewage from Springfield that we send down their way.
It's funny
so
stuff.
They can have beautiful views and smells of the Connecticut River all the way from Springfield.
Yeah.
And Chicopee and Holyoke.
And you may have participated in some of that.
I actually, you know what? You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Like when you smell at Bondi's Island, when you drive by and, we're not quite in the season yet. When the weather gets a little bit warmer.
A little more humidity, yeah.
You'll be able to smell that beautiful effervescent smell of Bondi's Island. And you're like, you know what? We all contributed to that. That's like the stone soup of Western Massachusetts is right there at Bondi's Island.
And the people that complain the most are the people who are probably the most guilty of contaminating the river.
Yeah, probably.
Can't believe there's so much human waste in the river.
Well,
by the way, I'll be right back. So save my seat.
Well, I pointed out that, an Ironman competition was canceled due to the fact that there was too much poo in the Connecticut River last year. But to me, a true Ironman competition would be Andy Dufresning that 1 mile swim. Like, you would be the ultimate Ironman if you could make it through that without getting Ebola or
a good listeria, maybe
salmonella, any kind of one of those diseases.
anything with an area at the end of it.
Yeah, but here we are.
Yeah.
We canceled the Ironman competition because there's too much poo in the river.
Now, can you imagine? And again, this is not to belittle any business that just happens to think that, hey, if we build on a waterway, this will drag people in.
Well, by the time you get down to Weathersfield, it's really, the smell is waned.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever you went through like high school science class where you talked about like water displacement.
Yeah.
The more water there is compared to all the contaminants, the less contaminated it seems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of by the time you get down to Weathersfield. I'm sure it's like any other river in America.
It's like swimming in a chlorinated hot tub by the time you get down to Weathersfield.
But a little chunkier.
Yeah. But great crowds both Friday and Saturday. Lots of Rock 102 listeners, so appreciate everybody that came out to the show. And then there were some non-Rock 102 listeners, but they're now going to be listeners now. Yeah.
You converted a few?
We converted a
Nice.
few. People who had never heard of us before.
Who's never heard of us?
Lots of people who have never heard of us before.
But even down there, I mean, people have heard of us.
Yeah, but some of these folks were from Brooklyn. Some of these folks were from whatever. But, I said, you can listen to us online, no matter where you are, on the Rock 102 app. Brought to you by Aquapump, from the well to the pump and into the house. I actually said it just like that to them
good.
while I was selling it to them. So not only did Aquapump get a nice advertisement out of it, but Rock 102 gained probably another 20, 30 listeners in that whole crowd.
Well, that's exciting, Steve. I'm glad you were able to convert.
Well, Friday night, I know we don't have, maybe I should wait to tell that story a little bit later because we're running out of time. Why don't we table this conversation?
Okay.
We'll be like an Elks Club meeting. We'll table this to the next break.
Yeah, we'll send this to committee, kind of like a Springfield City Council meeting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but it's going to be weeks.
Yeah, but nobody's getting fired. Don't worry.
It's 6:23 with Bax and Nagle. It's 6:25 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy with a high of 69 giggity. It's 39 giggity in downtown Springfield.
The Rock 102 Golf Club is back, and it's brought to you by Surfside. Sunshine in a can. Get deeply discounted rounds of golf at some of the area's great courses. And this year, you got two different options to choose from, the North Card or the South Card. You can get one, you can get both, get a bunch of them. Either way, you're paying less than $20 a round. It's a hell of a deal for any golfer. The Rock 102 Golf Club, brought to you by Surfside, goes on sale right now at the Shop 30 store at rock102.com.
Well, there you go. Are you ready to laugh?
Yes.
Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
A homely woman walks into Walmart with two children, if you can believe that.
Well, that's unusual.
Yeah. A 5-year-old boy and a 10-year-old boy. And the greeter says, "Welcome to Walmart. Your boys must be twins." And the woman says, "The hell makes you think they're twins? One's 5 and the other one's 10. And the guy goes, "Yeah, I just can't imagine anyone banging you twice."
She's ugly.
Yeah. Well, she's homely looking. I wouldn't say
Homely, ugly. What, you're splitting
Well,
hairs?
I mean, a homely woman could get an extreme makeover thing
Yeah, I
and
don't
be
know
ready to
about
go.
that.
But if you're completely ugly, I
But
mean,
twice?
good. I know, isn't that crazy?
Bax and Nagle in the morning on
6:28 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve and Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Police have arrested a suspect in connection with a deadly shooting in Belchertown Friday evening. The Northwestern DA's office said that the shooting occurred shortly after 5 p.m. at 111 Daniel Shays Highway on Friday. Well, that's kind of symbolic. Daniel Shay in the rebellion and...
Oh, is that guy?
Yeah. The suspect, whose name has not been released at this time, is scheduled to be arraigned today in Eastern Hampshire District Court. Officials say there is no ongoing threat to the public. The Belchertown Police and the Mass State Police detective unit assigned to the Northwestern DA's office continue to investigate the incident. The victim's cause of death will be determined by the Office of Medical Examiner. Updates will be provided as more information becomes available. Munson police and fire crews were called to a vehicle crash in the woods resulting in a fire early Sunday morning. The Munson police stated that at approximately 1:08 a.m. on Sunday, officers were called to Lower Hampden Road regarding a report of a bad motor vehicle accident. Investigation revealed that the vehicle had failed to negotiate the roadway and ended up in the woods nearby. As officers were on their way, they were notified by 911 that the vehicle had caught fire and was spreading to the surrounding area. The Munson and Hampden fire departments were called to put out the fire. The sole occupant of the vehicle was brought to the hospital to be treated for serious injuries, and that's all the information we have on that. Baseball legend Roger Clemens visited Westfield on Saturday.
I love Roger Clemens.
Whatever. I was trying to get it out of my mouth. I'm confusing him with Babe Ruth. No, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
Anyway, Roger Clemens came to Westfield to meet with fans and share stories from his 24-season career. The 7-time Cy Young Award winner appeared at an event hosted by the Westfield Starfires. Clemens, who played 13 seasons for the Red Sox, is the only player in MLB history to record at least 350 wins and more than 4,500 strikeouts. Dozens of fans lined up to meet the man, often referred to as the Rocket. Clemens expressed his appreciation for the enduring support of the local committee. I enjoy seeing fans. They were my huge cheering support for 13 years and my 24 years overall.
Steve, I have been a lifelong Red Sox fan, and I remember when Roger Clemens came up. And I got to tell you, in all the time that he played, all those 13 years, he never sounded like that.
But that's your perception. Everything is subjective, Bax.
He had more of a Texas drawl than, say, whatever kind of ethnic direction you were taking that.
Fan Chris Cordillo said he's been a fan of Clemens ever since he was 10 years old.
And what'd he say?
I drove from Fitchburg all by myself. I bought the ticket. I got a whole room just for Roger Clemens. I got more than 40,000 cards and 10,000 different cards. Yee-haw!
What's a guy from Fitchburg doing all the way out in Westfield? That almost never happens.
Well, it's like a different time zone out there. It's like a whole nother section of the country.
I've only heard of Westfield, like in the storybooks and in movies, but I never thought I'd actually get here to see Roger Clemens live in person.
During the event, Clemens spoke about his personal history and work ethic instilled in him as a child. He credited his mother and grandmother for supporting his early athletic ambitions after he lost his father at age 9. I was raised by 2 strong-willed women. My mother and my grandmother. My mom worked 3 jobs so I could have a nice pair of cleats every year and a glove.
How hard did his mom have to work to get all those steroids he was banging in the 90s?
Hey, they're all doing steroids.
Yeah, well, he didn't really cross over until the Yankees signed him, I'm sure.
Well, he was doing them with Big Papi the entire time. Because, baseball players like Big Papi get way better as they age.
I see no proof of that.
Yeah, the whole sport is tainted with steroid use, which is kind of
not every player was using the juice. Look at like Barry Bonds. I mean, that guy was a good example of a guy who was on the clean.
He never had a dirty urine test at all.
He never rubbed gel on his taint. I'm sure that never, ever happened.
Clemens also shared a message for young athletes in attendance, reminding them that the sport offers lessons that apply to life outside the stadium. I was one of them. I started 9 years old. Baseball is a wonderful game because it teaches you well past the game of baseball. Lots of losing. And, well, you can learn from that.
I've never heard the combination of German and Spanish at the same time. That's interesting.
Mr. Clemens, can you sign my picture? Give me the paper.
Yeah, Peter Gammon's on stage with him. Yeah. I will ask the questions now, Peter.
Fenway Park will host a Clemens bobblehead night on May 22nd. So if you want to go to a Reds, they're still hanging on to that guy, even though he left him in shambles.
Listen, I understand how you feel, but listen, we never let you forget that you once played with the Red Sox.
Yes, and then
even Louis Tiant left.
Who's that? Louis Taint? What?
Louis Tiant, El Tiante.
El Tainte?
One of the most beloved pitchers in Red Sox history.
Oh, Taint.
Tiant.
Taint. You can't spell taint without Tiant.
All right. You know what? I'm not going to participate in this conversation any further.
Here's some good news. The newest Buc-ee's location is just days away from opening its doors. Meanwhile, dozens more have been proposed. are under construction or are quickly nearing their own grand openings.
Any coming to the Massachusetts area?
I don't think so. On April 6th, later than previously expected, Ohio will welcome its first ever Buc-ee's Travel Center in Huber Heights. After the Huber Heights locations, Buc-ee's is set to open its inaugural Arizona location in Goodyear on June 22nd. Then San Marcos, Texas. Officials said that last month that the Buc-ee's in Benton, Arkansas will be ready in August or September. A spokesperson said that the targeted date for the Benton location is August, but they don't say anything about New England.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've been to a Buc-ee's, you've been to a Buc-ee's, and Cumberland Farms is a great chain of convenience stores, but these are like the Walmart sized convenience stores. I mean, they got everything at a Buc-ee's.
It is one of the most insane things I've ever seen because there's 100 gas pumps outside.
Yeah,
there's a giant parking lot, like bigger than the Hall of Fame parking lot, because people are actually going there and parking. So
there's more to see and do at a Buc-ee's than going to a building that's got shorts and sneakers.
But it's got everything from the merch, the Buc-ee's merch, to like high end clothing, like and everything in between. And all
food.
This food.
Yeah, food is unbelievable.
And the candy, my favorite being the orange sours that I let you try. They tasted like St. Joseph's baby aspirin.
I felt like my cold was getting better.
Well, I felt like I was a kid again. I was like, this reminds me of my youth when I used to take St. Joseph's baby aspirin by the bottle.
I think you're only supposed to take 1 or 2 at a time.
I think my mother knew exactly what she was doing.
She was a nurse.
Yes. And she knew how to get things done. But obviously she was an unsuccessful nurse because I ate how many bottles of that St. Joseph's baby aspirin did I eat? Like candy. It was like Pez.
There is there is kind of like a Pez flavor about those chewables.
Yeah. So there you go. So Buc-ee's, no word on whether they're coming to anywhere near here.
I'm going to guess not the case.
The only thing is like, once it does become a thing, like then it's not as cool anymore. When you have too many of them. The idea that you only have like 10 locations across, the Southeast. Mm-hmm. All right, fine. I'm going to one of 10 locations of Buc-ee's. Now, by the time, 5-10 years comes from now, you'll be at 50 Buc-ee's locations. Isn't it really lose its...
Sometimes, rapid expansion kind of takes away from the magic of things. Like when Kohl's went nationwide or Target, started to expand outside Minnesota. Then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, this ain't all that great.
Nah, this is not great at all. This is horrible. It's terrible.
Chick-fil-A? I'm going to wait 45 minutes for a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
Yeah,
no, I'm not going to wait. It's so much better off when it was a smaller chain.
Raising Cane's. I told you I went there a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Not bad.
But not worth a 45-minute wait around the block.
Not if you were waiting in a car. It actually, I was waiting no more than 10 minutes for the order, and there was a ton of people there. But I was talking more about the cleanliness of the restaurant.
Yeah.
There's nobody dedicated to cleaning.
Well, it's all hands on deck when you're working at a Raising Cane's because everyone's focused on the chicken. There's not enough manpower to worry about the slop that fell on the ground.
But see, that is where the all hands on deck thing comes in. You have to have somebody the hands on the deck of the dining room to make sure
if you're going to put your hands on the deck, make sure you wash your hands.
I don't think they're doing that either. But the chicken nuggets are great.
Not good. Something to think about.
2 people have been arrested after an armed robbery at a Wethersfield business on Saturday night. This is the same night I was in Wethersfield.
Well, the chances of that.
Officers were called to the Family Dollar located on Silas Dean Highway at around 10 p.m. after a report of a robbery. A store clerk said a man wearing a gray jacket displayed a handgun and stole merchandise from the store. How much was it worth?
At least $1.
The suspect involved in the incident was also accompanied by a woman. But both suspects fled the scene in a red Hyundai Elantra north, heading towards Hartford. At 10:43 p.m., Hartford officers found the suspect vehicle, continued a traffic stop with the 2 suspects detained because he let the woman drive. Had he just got behind the wheel.
Yeah. I'm sure.
I'm sure he would have,
Well, at least it's a good reliability on that Elantra, and then also gas mileage. Let's not forget about that too.
Oh yeah. Well, we
Makes
had
a great getaway vehicle.
we had Quincy on Friday. We should ask him about what's the best gas mileage for
A getaway
a
vehicle.
getaway vehicle.
We've asked him that.
Have you?
Yeah.
And has he come up with an answer?
Usually it's mostly about reliability as opposed to the functional parts of evading police.
The two suspects were positively identified by the victim after an infield show-up was completed. What does that mean?
I had no idea.
An infield show-up?
Like an Enfield or infield?
It says in-field.
Oh, I have no idea.
All right. Officials have identified the suspects as 57-year-old Miguel Ramirez of New Britain and 48-year-old Suzette Mendez of Hartford. You're 48 years old? You're still doing the Family Dollar crimes?
Some people just never learn their lesson.
Ramirez admitted to selling the stolen merchandise at a location in Hartford. He was found in possession of a knife, and the police were like, "That's not a knife. This is a knife." And then they pulled out their own machete. Both individuals are facing charges of robbery, conspiracy to commit larceny in the 6th degree, and yada, yada, yada. They're in jail.
Shouldn't they add? They don't do this, but they probably should. Because you mentioned the fact that they're 48 years old doing Family Dollar type style crimes. Shouldn't there be like an age thing? Like you've been charged with committing a crime over the age of 30.
Yeah.
Like you mean,
like
once you reach 30, I mean, you really should start reassessing what you're doing with your life.
Yeah, you haven't learned your lesson, so you get an extra charge.
Yeah. Like 30, 40, 50. You're still committing crimes by the time you're 60. I mean, you probably shouldn't even be out in public.
Well, I mean, we have charges for people who commit crimes for the elderly.
That's against the elderly.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't we have one like the elderly on?
If you're elderly and still committing crimes, you clearly have not learned any lesson that either your parents, the schools, clergy, modern society have taught you.
You might want to rethink what you've been doing.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, here's the story on your Swish night. Make a Swish, Massachusetts. Make a wish, Massachusetts.
Make a wish. Swish night.
And Rhode Island is back again, making local children with critical illnesses wishes come true. Does anybody wish that they weren't in Rhode Island? I would be. No. That would be one of the wishes.
It's just the geographical location of their coverage.
Saturday marked the 13th annual Swish Night, raising funds to be able to grant wishes to 80 eligible children in Western Mass, hosted by Mike Bax and Nagle.
We could just say Bax from Rock 102 or just Mike Bax and Nagle. I don't need the moniker like jammed in the middle of it.
Well, at least Western Mass News mentioned you. 22 News gave me the stink eye the other night at the celebrity bartending night.
If you watch the story on Western Mass News, I'm on there.
Yeah.
Well, talk to them and everything.
Well, that's because they're like the teenagers incorporated over at Western Mass News, whereas the kids incorporated over at 22 News. Let's see.
They were also not in danger of getting my name wrong. Like I wasn't going to be Dick Gazinia.
No. But anyway, the evening featured championship college basketball with a brief program between games to highlight the organization's mission of granting life-changing wishes. Baxendale said, I've done Make-A-Wish stuff many, many years ago, and it's great to be back with them. It's a great organization. It does wonderful things for families, and it's a real honor to be doing stuff with them again.
Who is that?
Mike Baxendale from Rock 102.
I'm not aware of his
Never
work.
heard him talk before?
I've heard him talk, but it didn't sound anything like that.
Enough of my happen! That's my Make-A-Wish!
I don't know what you're doing over there, but I don't.
I'm doing a Bax impression.
That doesn't sound anything like me.
Well,
I've been with myself my entire life, and I have never sounded like that. Well, one time, but that was after like 15 shots of Jaeger.
Again, you're reading Hansel and Gretel to your kids when they're younger. Does the old lady sound like an old lady? How do you know what the old lady that was going to shove them into the oven sounds like?
Well, she probably sounded a little bit more clear than that.
You never know. I'm just telling you, it's all about perception, Bax.
I guess so.
And if you can't handle it, then maybe this might not be the career for you.
Well, I'm kind of new on the scene.
Yeah, well,
just kind of getting my toes wet here.
Yeah, well, welcome to Voice Acting 101, okay?
If you're going to be taught by anybody, be taught by the man of a half dozen voices.
That's right. And Bax will give you the forecast. It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 69 giggity. It's going to be 49. That's the news I'm going to do it.
Call or text us anytime on the Root 10 Tire listener line at 413-293-1021.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:51, and the Eagles with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy with a high of 69 giggity. It's 40 right now in downtown Springfield.
This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, we're very, very excited for this one. John Langford from the band The Mekons is my guest. The Mekons have just released their 25th album over the last 50 years. This is an amazing band that's coming to the Iron Horse on June 10th and at the Solid Sound Festival at Masmoka in North Adams on the 26th through the 28th of June. An amazing band, an amazing interview, and a great artist, too, on top of that. You can hear that interview on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and on the Rock 102 app, all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
So Friday and Saturday night, Marty and I, along with Phil Anthony, the guy who does all the charity shows throughout the area, we did River. Phil opened the show, Marty did the middle, and I headlined both shows on Friday and Saturday night, and a complete 180 in crowds from Friday to Saturday night. Both were amazing.
Okay.
Friday night, it's like, this is the cool thing about all of this stuff is you can go in as prepared as you want to be prepared, but you never know what you're going to run into. And Friday night was a perfect example of that. There was a bunch of people there that they never heard of us before. They never heard of rock.
Never heard of us.
No, but they're fans of comedy. That's what they said. We love watching stand-up comedy. So it was a large family and friend group.
Okay.
Like a very large, probably I would say 20 people at the most in there. And I go on and I do my little I start spewing out jokes and things like that. And I started going into that bit about I know you've heard it before about when I first started radio and I'm doing the love songs request line and
right. Yeah.
People are calling from the jail dedicating songs to their girlfriends who are on the outside, and they do it in a collect call, right? Well, I'm not even like finished with the bit. I can't even drop the punchline to the bit before this entire two tables starts arguing and laughing and talking very loudly back and forth with each other. It's obviously like an interruption to the show, right. So I can't ignore that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is there another show going on over here? And they're like pointing at their friend and they're like, he did that, right? So then I'm like, what? You used to call from jail, and as when I said jail, they all were like, no, it's not jail. It's called. Where we're from, it's called going to college. Because that's what they tell their kids when they go to college, that they're going to college for a while. And so then I'm obviously putting two and two together going, okay, well, it's called college. And I'm like, sir, what did you do to get admitted to college? Did you write an essay? Did you have to do community service? Did you any number of different projects? And it was never. And then somebody goes, he was majoring in pharmaceuticals.
Which, by the way, is a very lucrative profession.
Yeah, and I said, sometimes you got to watch out for those recruiters. They can be very aggressive sometimes. And he's like, they were very aggressive towards me. So the entire show became based around them. And while maybe in some other aspects that might be annoying to other audience goers when the focus is taken off the thing.
Right.
But everybody seemed to have a great time afterwards.
Sometimes that makes it for a better show.
So and they were all great sports. We were taking pictures afterwards. It was a good night. Both nights were fantastic. Saturday night I got to actually, you got
to complete the jokes.
I got to complete all of the jokes. Like every time I was trying to do a joke, somebody would say something, and I would refer back to the college, the content. Did Johnny Cash ever come in to play at your college? But 2 successful nights at River, and the folks down there are great. And it was fun. And a lot of Rock 102 listeners came on Saturday night. Mike the Lawn Guy was there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, him and his wife came
Nice.
and watched the show, so we appreciate the support. And there was a lot of listeners. It's funny, like this one guy he saw me in Newington like 2 or 3 years ago. And it's nice to know that you're progressing in a way. Because the guy was like, I saw you at some Chamber of Commerce thing like a few years ago, and he's like, this is like so much better. And he wasn't saying it in an insulting way.
No, but the more you do it, it's kind of like golf. The more you do it, the better you get.
And he's like, this is like 1,000% different than what you did, a few years ago. So it's nice to know that things are moving along a little bit, because you see people that stick with the same shtick for years
and don't change.
Never add anything new and never add anything new. This is all like, you've seen the skeleton work. Now it's kind of like, you could, if you go to a show next time, you're going to recognize, these are some of the same bits I've seen, but there's a lot more different stuff in there as well. So
sure. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right, but a lot of people don't understand that.
I know.
So, but success.
Very
otherwise.
cool.
Yeah.
It's 6:57 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
This spring, Rock 102 celebrates an iconic duo, Bacon and Brew.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware with Scott's 4-Step. 4 easy steps to an awesome lawn.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, I would like to just take a brief moment to remind everybody that just a few months ago, before the season began, that there were more than a few experts that predicted that the Boston Celtics were going to be a tepid, soulless laughingstock and capable of adequately competing against some of the league's more elite teams. After all, with Jason Tatum nursing a painful injury, how could anyone think the Celtics had a snowball's chance in hell without him? Well, folks, again, that was months ago. Last night, the Celtics not only won their 50th game of the season after spanking the Charlotte Hornets by a score of 114-99, they also clinched a playoff spot. Not only with the second-best record in the Eastern Conference, they still have 8 games left in their regular season schedule. That includes tonight's game in Atlanta. Remember, this is a team that wasn't supposed to be any good after losing Tatum and trading away Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis in the offseason, and yet look what we have here. A team that's not only going to the playoffs, they were the second team in the East to secure a playoff spot behind the Detroit Pistons. I should also point out they did it with Jason Tatum last night, scoring 32 points with Jaylen Brown sitting up the game with tendinitis. The irony of which was so great that after the game, Jaylen Brown grabbed his phone at 8:22 p.m. and left the following post on X saying, quote, 50 wins in a gap year. Exactly my point. You see, before you rely on the experts to tell you what's going to happen or not going to happen during the season, perhaps you might want to wait until the regular season begins. That way, by the end of March, you don't look like a total dope and the team you thought was going to be in a gap year goes and gets themselves in the playoffs with 8 games left to go in the schedule. Because I hate to tell you, that sort of thing obliterates your entire credibility. I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure they're still working at ESPN and have yet to acknowledge how stupid they look now. Because they do. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Step 1 is Scott's Crabgrass Preventer. Actually, step 1 is to go to Rocky's and get yourself a bag or 2. Get Scott's 4-Step. 4 easy steps to a healthy lawn. It's almost time for step 1. So go to Rocky's soon. Get Scott's 4-Step for $95 with your Ace Rewards card. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Cloudy with a high of 69. Giggity, it's 40 in downtown Springfield.
And in the studio with us right now, it's Scott Cohen. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
How does it feel to be so close to the capital of basketball?
The Mecca? The Mecca.
Yes, the capital of the
college basketball.
The center of the universe with basketball.
It's, dude, absolutely incredible. You know the Jordan's furniture thing, right?
Sure.
So, he said he does it in any place they have markets.
Right.
If he said if the UConn men and women, win the national championship, any furniture you buy, you get for free, right? So here we are. Should have bought the furniture, man.
Probably.
Should have bought the furniture.
But then again, I'm sure he's pulling his hair out going, man, that was probably a big damn mistake on my part.
Right. Listen, there's still a long way between here and there. But, and we kind of knew it's not such a big surprise that the women are where they are because they just are all the time. But now the men are there all the time.
Well,
third straight trip to the Final Four, 2-time defending national champion.
I honestly didn't have them go into the Final Four.
I did not either.
Especially since Duke was in their same regional. I thought, well, this Duke is fantastic. There's no way they're getting past it. But then the way that game ends yesterday at the buzzer. Braylon Mullins with a 3-point shot. It's like
3.5-point shot.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the video a couple of times. Just going, that's like, is that Christian? Is he Christian Laettner's kid? Who is this?
I know,
unbelievable.
It is so. A tale of two halves, I guess. UConn went down 19 points. You're down 19 points to the number 1 seed, right?
Yep.
You're dead and buried. And so Duke coughed up a hairball yesterday as much as UConn won the game. At the end, I mean, they had a 2-point lead. They had the ball with 10 seconds to go. They didn't have to do anything. They could have let themselves get fouled, go to the line, and seal the game. They absolutely just stepped on their you-know-what, and here we are.
I like you two confident bozos over here. A couple of weeks ago were like, Steve went with the top seeds. Yeah, that's a fine way to do it, but there's a strategy going on here. And you're actually, Scott, you're right. I'm right behind you in the illegal office pool.
Hey,
and Bax in the dust at number 10.
Well, listen, I had some things go against me in the early rounds.
It's called confidently incorrect, is what it's called.
No, it's called playing the brackets the way they get played.
Yeah, I'm pointing out how folks like yourselves over here, the bozos as I like to call you, are
we'll accept that.
This is the way you gotta do it, and there's really a strategy to pick. Really, what strategy is that? The one where I'm 5 places ahead of you, or the one where you're 5 places behind me?
Listen, we were just going with probabilities and with history, and like we talked about it last week, is like there are times when have to
listen. There's method to the madness here.
There is
two number one seeds and a number 2 seed are among the 4 final teams left.
Does that method include me being number 5 out of Bax?
Who is your dark horse, Steve? What?
I don't have any whores. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Dark whores. Huh? They're all dark, aren't they?
And how about, listen, and just keep it in house here. How about Erin? Every single time we do something like this, she's hanging around.
I don't have any idea, but she knows more than any of us.
She kicked butt in the football pool every week.
You know what she didn't do? Listen to YouTube, Bozos.
Yeah, that's
talk about
true.
How to pick teams
listen,
out.
I'm not going into this saying that I know everything. I mean, I haven't had a perfect set of brackets in my lifetime.
You don't go in saying that you know everything, but you both are very confident in going, this is the way. This is the way you do it. And then you move the goalpost when you lose.
Yeah,
going,
that we do.
I didn't see that. Nobody could have seen that one.
Wait a minute.
No argument there.
You're arguing about something that is a moving target. I mean, there are strategies that have been proven over time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your picks are going to work out.
I understand that. I'm just pointing out how you two are so confident in the beginning going, Steve, that's a great way that you picked your teams. But, there is a little strategy to this. The strategy that has put you in, what is that? a 10th place.
Again, Steve, it's a moving target. Different surprises. There's no way to predict.
I'm just
sure that's one of the reasons why there's not a single, 100% correct bracket anywhere in America.
Because of games like yesterday.
Yes.
That shot should have never ever happened, and somebody said. That now takes over. Remember the shot that Tate George hit, back in 1989? Yeah. This one subverts that as the number one basketball shot in UConn history.
The Celtics are in the playoffs.
Yep, they are.
Playing. Get any good strategies for the NBA?
No, Steve, that's all fixed. So we stay away from it.
It's all fixed. Yeah.
But there's something to be said about how people were reacting to the Celtics, preseason, saying without Jason Tatum, without Porzingis or Drew Holiday, they're going to have a hell of a time. This is going to be a gap year. As soon as the game is over, Jaylen Brown puts on social media, 50 wins for a gap year.
Right.
What they've done is, especially in the last month and a half, has been really hard to beat. And I mean, if you go into the playoffs and you try to belittle what the Celtics can do in this thing, that would be a big mistake.
But with them, it all kind of starts at the top. I mean, Brad Stevens is an incredible president of basketball operations. As much of a nut job as the coach is, the dude gets it done, right? I mean, he's right up there in Hurley and Oriema, the Oriema neighborhood, with being insufferable. And then the players got it done on the court. But I mean, with the Celtics, it all starts at the top, and they're in a good spot.
So let me throw this at you in a non-basketball related story. How do you think Tiger's going to do in the Masters this year?
Well, as long as he doesn't have to drive a car, I think that'd be
or even a cart at this point.
A step in the right direction. We can sit here and have fun at his expense, but dude, that is he is like in some ways just an American tragedy. I go back on YouTube all the time, and I'll watch some of his U.S. Open wins and the Masters win when he came back from oblivion to grab that major. And you just look at the mug shots, man. He, with all the injuries he has, he's obviously addicted to pain medication. You see his face is all puffy. He's probably taking steroids for inflammation, not to get bigger. That dude is in a rough spot, man. And we're lucky that everything he's done has been self-inflicted on him, and he hasn't killed anybody yet.
You're absolutely right about that. And the tragedy is, I mean, we all remember Tiger in his prime, but what we tend to forget is this guy has had 7 surgeries.
Right.
Back, knees,
everything.
Everything. And it just goes to show that even at the highest level, the body sometimes doesn't carry you through. And, unfortunately, these guys get prescribed these medications, and they're very, very, very hard to quit. And over the course of the years, with the 4 car accidents that he's had now,
right,
2 DUIs as a result of it, it's like, man, what does a guy like that do? Everyone would thought, well, this is going to be the year he makes a comeback. Yeah,
this could literally be the end of him.
No. You get another DUI. That's how you get that jacket.
the grand slam of DUIs and OUIs.
It's not exactly a green jacket, but it's more puke stain, probably.
Exactly. A little vomit chunks on here and there. Maybe the meatball sub you had yesterday.
He's got so much money and so much privilege. I just don't know. And listen, he knows what he's doing with that stuff. But you just can't get behind the wheel of a car. I just don't understand, with everything that's happened, that he just doesn't get somebody to drive him.
Well, I mean, I think you have to also understand the pervasive part of addiction, where there's a lot of denial.
That's right. You're right.
He may still be buying into the idea. Hey, I'm Tiger Woods. I can get through all this. Yep. I've got lots of money.
Change comes from within, Scott.
Well, yeah, it does, man.
Right, and every journey starts with a single step.
That's right.
That's true.
And listen, from a strictly financial standpoint, speaking of golf, the Rock 102 golf card is on sale.
Yep.
If you haven't checked it out yet, go on our store. It's a great deal, and season's coming up. Weather's getting better, and things are looking up.
Now, have you played yet?
I have not. I'm absolutely a fair weather guy. I don't need to get out unless it's.
I would never have thought of you as a fey and lilting type.
I am. Yeah, I don't.
Is that interesting?
I don't need to go out and do that in cold weather. I'll wait.
So you'll sit at the bar and have cocktails all day, but you're not going to golf in inclement weather.
I'll definitely do the former, not the latter.
Well, there's a guy with a spine.
You know, when you're in the throes of addiction, Scott.
I know, Steve. I just can't. But sometimes I just can't help myself.
How many 19th holes have you won?
Oh, I think I've probably won my fair share.
Now, what's your strategy to winning those whole 19th holes?
Well, he is in the Western Mass Golf Hall of Fame.
Hey!
Let's not forget that.
Yes.
And it wasn't because you play well.
Exactly. No, slow and steady always wins the race. Just keep that. Just remember that.
The Red Sox kind of off to a slow start. They lost the series to Cincinnati.
You know, it's like we said they said there'd be a lot of one-run games this year. Well, I would prefer that they be on the right side of the one-run games. But yeah, listen, it's a long season, 162 games. They go to Houston tonight, and I guess opening day's Friday. Weather's supposed to be great, so hope springs eternal.
All right, very good. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet.
All right, Scott Cohen at 7:23 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. 7:32 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. According to Springfield Police, police responded to a report of a disturbance on the 900 block of Bay Street around 8:30 p.m. on Friday night. When they arrived, they observed roughly 100 people, mostly juveniles, engaged in fighting on the block. People originally gathered there for an event that was being hosted by a business in that area before it turned into fighting. Well, it was kung fu fighting.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was indeed a little bit frightening. Officers were able to break up the crowd. The two teenage boys, 14 and 15, as well as one 17-year-old girl, were arrested for disorderly conduct. The 14-year-old was also charged with trespassing. Due to their age, their identities were not released, but they will be going to bed without any supper tonight.
Well, that'll teach them a good lesson.
Springfield Mayor Dom Dom said the city and the Basketball Hall of Fame have renewed their deal to keep the Hoop Hall Classic in Springfield.
Oh, that's terrific.
And are talking about even bigger sports plans for the region. Dom Dom met at City Hall with John Don't Leave Us, along with tourism and event officials from the greater Springfield area. Dom Dom said the contract with the Hall of Fame has been renewed, praising the group for reaffirming its commitment to Springfield. Leaders also talked about a long-term goal of developing a multi-purpose sports complex called a Court of Dreams.
That's actually not a bad idea at all.
If you build it, they will come. That means two things.
Yes. But there are facilities all over the country where they run like tournaments like all year long, and it's profitable. So I think that's a great thing for Springfield. Not just that Hoop Hall stays in Western Mass, but also that there's a facility out there that can be used for multiple purposes. That's great.
I make the rules in this city.
Mm-hmm.
When I turned 18, my parents moved out of the house.
I did not know that.
Here's a fun fact you didn't know about me. Dom Dom built the hospital I was born in. My own hospital. I built before I was born.
Wow.
I built the hospital.
That's saying something.
That's right. I have been to Mars.
Really?
That's why there are no signs of life there. I like meat. I like it so rare. So rare that I only eat unicorns.
That is rare.
Do you ever have unicorns in your meat?
I have not.
Yeah, well, you should. You should try it. I can hear sign language. Every time I go visit that Willie Ross school, they think they're fooling me. I can hear everything they're saying.
I get to go in there and tell everybody to pipe down.
Yeah. Pipe down over there. You're being
Hey,
too loud.
I'm talking here.
If you ran into a road closure in Ludlow Friday afternoon, Western Mass News can tell you why.
Isn't it Monday?
Well, took them a while, but they got it.
All right.
Remarkably, fire officials said there were no injuries reported. This is like a teaser. This is a teaser story.
Okay.
If you ran into a road closure in Ludlow Friday afternoon, we can tell you why. Remarkably, fire officials said there were no injuries reported. The incident closed Katy Street around 5:45 p.m. that evening, but the road has reopened since. That's the end of the story.
That doesn't tell me why.
Maybe they said we can't tell you why, and somebody just didn't put that apostrophe with the T at the end of it.
We can tell you why. We've just chosen not to tell you why.
Why would you publish this and say we can tell you why and then not tell you why?
We are giving you all the information you need, not all the information you're going to hear.
Yeah. This is let me see if I can do we have sound on this? This is what I do when I see a story that has no mitigating information to it.
Hold on just a second. Yes, now try it.
All right, ready?
Hold on a second. There you go.
Right.
Okay.
Help. The sheriff's office says
Where is that coming from? Damn it. All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right, now listen.
What's that?
This autoplay thing on the story sucks. But this is the video.
We got something that is new, that is true. We got something just for you today. All around the nation, whoa, with a new sensation. Have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? We're Kids Incorporated. K-I-D-S.
There was a fire, and we can tell you why.
Tell us why.
We will, maybe next week.
Looks like we made it. We're Kids Incorporated.
Looks like they made it, Bax. They made it for sure.
We're live, local, and late breaking.
Late breaking mean late to the party every single time.
We don't break stories. We destroy them.
That's right. Why would you do that? Why would you put the story up and going, if you were stuck in a traffic jam on Friday in Ludlow, we can tell you why. And then when you read the story, like, no, we're not going to tell you why.
I mean, they're not just reporting the story. They're reporting with a series of teases.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, it's like you're out with a girl and she says, "Ooh, would you like to come up to my place?" And then you go up to her place and you get right to the door of her apartment. She says, "Okay, thank you for walking me to my door." And she closes the door in your face.
Yeah. No, she says, "Would you like to come in?" And you say yes, and then you close the door before the person even can come into the store. We're like, what the hell was that?
I don't know. It's an unfulfilling tease.
It was a story from local Springfield News. That's what that was. You didn't have a date. You had a hot, live, late-breaking story from Western Mass News and 22 News. Oh, my God. You will not believe what happened Friday in Ludlow.
No, tell me.
Do you know why you were stuck in a traffic jam?
I had ideas, but I'm not really sure. Why don't you tell me all the information I need to know?
Okay, this is what happened. Wait a minute. We have to wait for somebody else to get here before I finish the story. She cannot miss this.
And I hate to have to tell it twice.
Now, if we can just wait for Grandpa Dan Brown to come over, we can tell the rest of the story.
Grandpa Dan Brown?
Compared to the age of the median age of the folks over at Western Mass and 22 News, Dan Brown is a grandpa compared to anybody else.
Grandpa Dan, could you tell us what it was like to live in the early 2000s?
Well, I'll tell you, we actually used to have people that went out and got answers. You say you're getting answers, but you're not getting any answers. Now get me my Werther's Original and get the hell out of here. Oh my God, what is up his craw? He's just so angry all the time.
Old people.
Oh my God, did you go to the mall the other day? The escalator wasn't working again.
We should find out why. Nah, forget it.
Yeah. Did anybody invite Ryan Walsh to the party? I heard there's a big scoop going on in the Springfield police. He said my best friend's sister's boyfriend's girlfriend heard from this guy who's dating this girl that traffic was blocked in Ludlow on Friday. We don't know why.
We do. We're just not going to tell you.
We're not going to tell you. An evening traffic stop led to the arrest of 2 people and the confiscation of 2 handguns in Palmer, which is
only 2.
Friday night in Palmer. Just after 7:30 p.m. on Friday, Palmer police stopped a car on Thorndike Street, near the Mass Pike, due to the revoked registration. Your registration, it's just been revoked. Upon investigation, officers found guns in both the driver and passenger seats, though neither had a license to carry. The guns were driving the car?
Yes, right.
Of course they had no registration. How is a gun supposed to go into an RMV and apply for a driver's license?
On the other hand, isn't it kind of nice that if you're going to have guns in the car, but everyone in the car gets to enjoy one? On the driver's and the passenger seat. What about in the back row? Are there any handguns or any weaponry in the back?
I've never gotten to an Uber where I was offered a gun. A shotgun. You could sit up front, but never a gun. The identities of the 2 have not been released. However, officials said they're both from the Carolinas. Well, in my mind, I'm going to Carolina.
Because Carolina's in your mind?
Where the passenger has a history of gun-related offenses and other warrants. Oh, you're importing your gun charges up here to Massachusetts. Well, isn't that nice of you?
Well, why hog them all for yourself?
Well, what was your intention? I was trying to bring the warm weather up here, sir. That's what I was trying to do. Bring the warm weather with. They tell you when you come back up north, bring the warm weather with.
Yeah, the best way to do it is to introduce some people to some hot steel.
That's right. Pow, 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 pow. Bail was set at $2,500 for the driver and $25,000 for the passenger. Both parties will be arraigned at Palmer District Court on Monday. They're having a party at Palmer District Court. There's 2 of them.
I don't think so.
2 parties are going on at Palmer District Court this morning.
Are they bringing a sheet cake?
Well, no, my cousins from Carolinas are visiting for the weekend.
Like a Carolina sheet cake?
That's right. New England electricity customers could receive nearly $1 billion in refunds and see lower energy costs moving forward following a federal ruling aimed at reducing utility profits. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's decision, otherwise known as
NAMBLA,
lowers the return on equity or profit that transmission companies can earn on investments across the region. Officials say the move comes after more than a decade by the advocacy of the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office and other regional partners. If upheld, the order is expected to result in about $900 million in refunds to ratepayers across New England and more than $100 million in annual savings. Massachusetts customers make up roughly half of those affected.
Because this is not a fully resolved situation, I'm going to say that the amount of money that each of us will receive will equal a total of $0.
And in what's her name, Maura Healey?
Yes.
People's energy costs are far too high. And we fought for a long time, in this case, to lower people's bill.
I have not met the governor, but I'm pretty sure she does not sound like a former customer at Mingles.
You can get me a pack of Virginia Slim 120s and a Sanka. This decision makes clear that utilities should not be allowed to make exorbitant profits on the back. Yeah, you know what? I'm so sick of they created the problem to begin with, and then they go, oh, you know what? Now we're going to fix it by giving you money back. But when we had this big argument over Eversource, where was the governor then fighting to not increase the rates by 30%?
Yeah, so basically what you'd wind up getting is you'd get an increase of like 20% and feel like you just got a deal.
Well, it's the shell game. Just like the peanut shells on the floor when I had conceived my first child down at Geraldine's.
That's interesting. I had my first child at the Ground Round in West Springfield with all the peanut shells on the floor.
I really the bait and switch type argument that you're somehow benefiting from the action of a governor that screwed you to begin with.
It's You know, it's not new, and it's happened before where they negotiate a rate decrease after the increase, which is still an increase, but not the increase they wanted to increase the first time around. You're still going to pay an increase. And as far as a refund goes, who's kidding who? Do you think for a moment that you're going to see a dime of any refund? Because my guess is what's going to happen is this is going to fall apart somehow, and you're not going to see anything.
Some of the Route 10 Tire listener line. All utility companies are literally the very definition of racketeering. Yes, along with the government to go with it, that work hand in hand with each other. It's like two mob families working together back in the 70s to make sure that the Lufthansa heist took place.
Believe it or not, sometimes government is not the answer. Sometimes government is, in fact, the problem.
Yes,
or part of the problem.
But it's the illusion of let's create the problem and then let's have the illusion of we're fixing it by doing this other thing. We've already made them their money.
Right.
And now here's the kickback time.
Now here's the part where we tried to save face.
Now what about that audit that was voted for by over 70% of the Massachusetts voters last year?
Steve, if I may use my Jedi mind trick, you don't need to see an audit.
Yes, we do.
No, this is not the audit you are looking for.
This is what we voted for. This is what the people vote. They voted to have an audit done.
How are you somehow able to fight my Jedi mind trick where I'm supposed to change your mind? This is not the audit you wanted.
Because you lied and said you were going to cooperate. This is why I wanted to talk to that Diane Zagoglio or whatever the hell her name is. She's she's trying to advance this thing. And the governor's office is like, let's kick this can down the road as far as we possibly can.
That's politics.
It's like a can of Dell's Lemonade Shandy on Steve Nagle's front lawn. That's how far that can was kicked. As a reminder that we don't care about what the voter of Massachusetts says. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be, let's see, what are we doing here? Cloudy with a high of 69, giggity. It's 39 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 7:54 in Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy with a high of 69, giggity. It is 39 right now in downtown Springfield.
You know, it's Rock 102's Bracket Brawl brought to you by Hooplandia and Bud Light. Still going on. If your bracket is busted, you still got a chance to make a new bracket for the round of 4. You go to rock102.com now and make your picks before the next game on April 4th. Make the best picks and you'll score a $100 gift card from the Yard Tavern. It's Rock 102's Bracket Brawl brought to you by Hooplandia, Bud Light, the Yard Tavern, and Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
You know what I did over the weekend?
What?
Very proud of myself for doing it, not only taking on the project, but actually finishing it and doing it well.
What'd you do?
I replaced a toilet.
Like the whole toilet?
All by myself.
Did you break the toilet?
No, because
I've put a few in my day and through its paces.
So the toilet's pretty old. It was pretty old. You know, probably maybe 15 years old or so. It was from the previous owner. You know, I put a new seat on it when I moved in. But
you don't want to put your bottom on somebody else's seat.
Right. You always want to take care of that. But then over the course of the last like 6 months, like there was something going on with the handle thing inside.
Yeah.
And yes, you can replace all of that stuff, but then a contractor friend of mine, he was like, just do it yourself. They just put a brand new, so much easier just to replace the whole toilet than spending time fiddle effing around with the internal parts.
Sure. Did you replace the wax seal?
The whole kit and caboodle. I did it. And, I'd seen it done before. I've assisted in one of these things, but I never actually did it myself. And so here's the only drawback. I broke my 5-year streak of not shopping at Bone Deep Throat because it was the only place that had available toilets.
There's no plumbing supply place you could have gone to that had toilets?
Not on a Saturday.
No Kohler showroom you could have gone to?
Not that that was going to be convenient for me. And unfortunately, I had to go to Bone Deep Throat Although they do have toilets on sale for $94. So then, $94.70.
Wow.
See, you had a 102.1 on your dinner bill. I had $94.70 on the toilets at Bone Deep Throat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: does it work?
Works perfectly.
Did you christen it personally?
I christened it the moment I hooked it up.
You know what the problem I have with plumbing repair, especially like replacing a toilet? This is always, it's an unfounded fear, but it's a fear nevertheless. I always fear replacing a toilet and then having to use it halfway through.
Okay, well, there's the woods outside. You live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, I know, but I mean, I also have neighbors. I don't want to, I don't want them to be.
You put up a tarp.
Tarp.
Yeah, you put up a tarp.
We're gonna get one of those.
They'd use them on the bike trail down in Springfield all the time when they're setting up them camps. You've ever seen those?
But that's out of necessity. I mean, I'm just like what happens if it ain't it's an emergency situation.
Remember that chalet we saw in the paper years ago about the elaborate? The guy took the Bone Deep Throat bucket and put a pool noodle around the thing, made a seat out of it.
Yep,
and used that for his excrement.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is the reason I don't, take on those kinds of projects. I'd much rather have a guy who knows what he's going to do and can do it in a timely fashion, as opposed to me. I may take like 3 days to get a toilet affixed to the floor properly.
This took me less than 20 minutes to do the whole thing. Yeah.
What you do with the old toilet?
Well, I gotta. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a planter out of it.
Oh, that's classy.
Yeah. Well, it's the white trashy Huntington thing to do.
Yeah,
we don't.
You could put like a Virgin Mary in a bathtub. That'd be even better.
And I'll go with that non-working fire hydrant that's out in the yard, and the Pabst Blue Ribbon wind chime that I got hanging up there, and the car up on blocks.
Let's not forget the Kenny Rogers sign. The Kenny Rogers Roasters sign too.
Oh, that's the creme de la creme.
Oh yeah,
Bax. That's what brings people in.
It's also the things that forces them to run away.
Why do you think I'm single?
It's 7:59 with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
Quiet, please. To go.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware with Scott's 4-step, 4 easy steps to an awesome lawn.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, if I didn't know any better, I might be led to believe that Connecticut was the basketball capital of the world. Thankfully, I try not to be consumed by somebody else's delusions of grandeur. I got my own to worry about. Yet, just days after the owners of the Connecticut Sun announced that they were selling the team for $300 million and moving them to Houston, Texas, which is more than 1,750 miles away from the basketball capital of the world, leave it to the UConn Huskies for restoring everybody's faith in the state of Connecticut's appropriation of a game they didn't even invent. Over the weekend, both the UConn men and women both advanced into the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. For the women, they pounded the hapless Fighting Irish at Notre Dame 70-52, thereby sending Gina Auriemma to his 25th Final Four appearance. We'll find out who they're facing after tonight's game between South Carolina and TCU. Meanwhile, last night the UConn men upset the Duke Blue Devils after coming back from a 19-point deficit and sealing the win thanks to a last-second three-point shot from freshman Braylon Mullins. Final score, Huskies win 73-72. They'll now face Illinois in the Final Four, the winner of which will face either Michigan or Arizona in the finals. Now, this is all very exciting stuff, of course, especially if you happen to live in the state of Connecticut and have been swept under the delusion that Connecticut is the official capital of basketball. Well, I'm not going to make any predictions here, but I do believe that some of you UConn fans might want to start boning up on your traditional post-game championship level vandalism. There's a pretty good chance that one, if not both of your teams, could walk away with another championship. And if you're going to be claiming to be the capital of the game, you better start acting like it. Otherwise, you might as well move to Houston, 1,750 miles away. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. If you're painting the house, the whole thing, or just a room or two, you need to see Steve at the South Hadley Rockies. Work with paint professionals like Steve, and your painting project is going to go like a snap. Good people like Steve and rock-solid service at every Rocky's Ace Hardware location. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 8:13 and Quiet Riot with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cloudy with a high of 69, giggity, and it's 39 right now in downtown Springfield. Matter of fact, Mass Live has this story. Massachusetts is about to experience a wild weather swing from 70 degrees to the 30s in just a couple of days.
Okay.
We're going to be mostly dry today with enough cloud cover to occasionally limit sunshine. The National Weather Service forecasters also predict wind gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour. Overnight into Tuesday, a backdoor front
All right.
is expected to push from south from north.
Now, how does your back door get in the front? That's what I want to know.
Well, you got to do it the right way.
That sounds like it's almost virtually impossible.
Potentially reaching the Bay State by the morning. Increasing moisture in the air is likely to bring stratus. You ever have stratus?
I don't know if I have had stratus.
Well, it's likely to bring stratus or fog and patchy drizzle overnight.
Couldn't they just say fog instead?
I guess so.
I mean, we all know what fog is. Not all of us know what stratus is.
I get a little patchy drizzle overnight when I'm doing the backdoor action. On the weather. I'm
Again,
talking about weather.
I hope so. I hope so. Because otherwise that would be crass and disgusting.
The unseasonal warmth is set to continue on Tuesday, though forecasters expect continual cloudiness for all areas. And then we're back into the 30s by the weekend.
I mean, can we just make up our mind, please? I mean, it would be nice to. I mean, today's going to be 69 degrees. I'd like a couple of days of that. A week or so, 2 weeks, maybe before you start getting a little bit warmer. I don't want to be taking you one step forward, two steps back.
Well, that's just the way we do it around here.
A bunch of hooey.
Let's see. Scientists have used pig semen to develop eye drops that can stop tumor growth in the retina and preserve vision.
The hard part is holding the pig above your head.
This was a study done in mice. What kind of sadistic sons of bitches are running the pig semen project over at the university?
How do you decide this? Like, man, we have tried everything to get rid of these tired eyes. What have we not used yet? Motor
pig
oil?
Semen.
Oh, that's right. Man, you know what? We haven't used pig semen in a good long time.
Let's do it.
I was thinking, motor oil, some WD-40, but nope, it's good old-fashioned pig semen.
It is hoped that the drops could be developed to treat people with retinoblastoma, a cancer of the retina. The condition is typically treated with injections of drugs into the eye, chemotherapy or laser therapy, all of which can damage non-cancerous parts of the eye. Yu Zhang and colleagues of the Xinyang Pharmaceutical University in China wanted to develop a method that could penetrate the barrier around the retina and deliver the drugs without causing any unnecessary damage.
Oh. All right. Imagine this conversation with your doctor, okay? Yeah. You go in and you're having a problem with your eyes and your doctor says, okay, listen, you've got this condition. And the only known course of remedy is to have pig semen in your eyes.
Well,
now, this is going to take a little while. Because first of all, we got to get the pig in here.
Yeah, you got to sleep with eye patches over your overnight for a week.
Now, I know you've probably slept with pigs before. Yeah. I've seen your socials. Yeah. But this is going to be. Hear me out on this one. You're going to have to sit still while we work on the pig.
You know, I grab a bottle of Visine every once in a while to make it look like I haven't been smoking the devil's lettuce all day.
It takes the red out.
Yes, it does. But, I mean, this could be the answer to everything. Curing cancer. If somebody had to figure that out.
Yeah, like somebody in a lab said, man, we've got all of this pig semen backed up. If only we had a use for it.
Okay, let me tell you about the new method we're using to fix cancer in eye.
All of a sudden, Dr. Now is an oncologist?
Well, I'm trying to, whatever.
What we do is we take the pig semen and we put it in your eye. Ancient Chinese secret.
You never saw that on the commercial, did you?
You never did.
Yeah, the team showed it was possible for the exosomes to penetrate the retina. All right.
Which means you got to get the pig pretty close to your face.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like I say, well, Mingles used to do this all the time. The technique could improve drug delivery across other barriers that are similarly difficult to breach, such as the blood-brain barrier to treat conditions including Alzheimer's disease. Hey, how did you get cured of your Alzheimer's? I had this dream that a pig was,
I'll tell you this, honey. Once you've had a pig in your eye, you will never forget that.
Yeah.
That cures the Alzheimer's.
The team used exosomes derived from semen because the particles enable sperm to penetrate the female reproductive tract. In studies with human corneal cells, the researchers determined the exosomes from pig semen can open and close tight junctions. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, are there tissues close by, or like a wet nap moist towelette or something?
Well,
I want to be able to clean this off after I'm done.
Well, I'm sure they give you a Kleenex.
I'm going to need the whole box. I'm real sick.
Wow, you got one hell of a case of eye boogers there. Those aren't eye boogers.
Oh, God.
Well, they could be if that's what you want to call them, right? But yeah, they're using pig semen now. You know, I never thought I'd see the day or see beyond what was in my eye.
I spy with my little eye.
Yeah, but there you go. If you want to work on your cure for cancer, pig semen's where it's at.
It's 8:21 on Rock 102.
Everyone has a project.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:27 and Motley Crue with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 69 giggity. It's 39 giggity in downtown Springfield.
This week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest is John Langford from the band The Mekons. They released their 25th album late last year, 25 albums in 50 years, and it's an amazing band. They're coming to the Iron Horse on June 10th and at the Solid Sound Festival at Mass Mocha in North Adams on the 26th through the 28th of June. Apparently that's all sold out, but the show, the Iron Horse, still some tickets available. An amazing interview. Absolutely love the Mekons. You can hear it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, the Rock 102 app, also on rock102.com. Brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
You know, as much as I love and adore my children,
yeah,
I would have liked to maybe have a kid that could be a cash cow for me. You know, make me lots of money.
Well, they're young still, Steve. I mean, it could still happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not as young as this kid. A 4-year-old California girl has shocked her parents with her intelligence. The young girl has now been accepted into a school for those with elite IQ scores. At just 4 years old, Zara Aldrich isn't shy, and it doesn't take long to see she's operating on a completely different level. Within moments of meeting Zara, she was explaining the fundamental concepts of physics and doing math equations. My favorite subject is doing math and projects, Zara said. When it comes to puzzles, she's fast. She's also not into picture books.
I saw a video of this kid, and they're trying to show her as this like a brilliant child prodigy, but I don't find the kid to be that bright.
The father, Brett, said, "This was my freshman college chemistry text." Zara's parents said this is nothing new. She's been surprising them from the very beginning. What struck me was her attention span at such a young age, said the mother. Especially, she's also a special education administrator, and Aldrich, the dad, is a robotics programmer. Says Zara recited the alphabet before age 2. She's now reading at a 12th grade level at age 4.
Your freaking kid's a show off.
Oh, man. You know how much I could market this kid and like make some money?
Oh yeah, no. Listen, if you're parenting the right way, you want to exploit them for as much as you can.
Listen,
for your own personal financial gain.
If I could be the P.T. Barnum of parents, I would take this kid and step up. $10. This kid can write you an essay for your college exam. You know, start putting this kid to use.
Yeah, for the right price, my kid could take your SATs for your kid.
Who needs Chat GPT when you got a 4-year-old who knows everything?
You imagine being the parent of a 4-year-old that knows everything? It's hard enough raising teenagers who know everything.
Well, I was going to say, I already deal with that every day.
Yeah, well, they're teenagers. Yeah. They know a lot more than you could ever possibly know.
I know.
Dad, that is not the way the world works.
Yeah. So, but man, if I could have made money somehow.
All you can hope for, Steve, is that one of them comes around at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still quite young. There's still time. Maybe they'll marry for money. That's the best way to do it.
Oh, yeah. Always find the rich guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to lift a finger.
That's the way to go.
The only finger you got to lift is that ring finger.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's not hard.
No, not
not
at
hard
all.
to do at all.
Nope.
8:31 News is next to Rock 102.
John Hazen here. At Hazen Paper, we've been building futures in Holyoke since 1925. We're looking for people who want stability and room to...
Hey, John, can I have a job here?
Noah, you've got to be 18. Besides, didn't school start an hour ago?
I'm doing research about holographic paper.
Stay in school. Do your homework. We'll be here. We've been here 100 years and we're not going anywhere. Hazen Paper, at home in Holyoke since 1925. Join us at hazen.com.
Now through April 12th, it's a special presentation of TV dinner throwbacks. The Yard Tavern takes you back to 1953 with TV dinners just like you remember.
Feast on the legendary turkey dinner with stuffing, mashed potatoes, buttered corn, turkey gravy, and apple crisp. Or dive into the Salisbury steak, braised in a rich mushroom demi-glaze with creamy mashed potatoes, buttered corn, and chocolate pudding. And for the crispy connoisseurs, hand-breaded fish sticks with golden tater tots, coleslaw, and of course, apple crisp. Get your TV dinner fix now at the Yard Tavern in Enfield.
You deserve a health plan built around you. With WellPoint plans, you have the freedom to choose doctors and hospitals you want, including Boston area teaching hospitals or local hospitals like Bay State and Mercy Medical in Springfield, Cooley Dickinson Hospital in Northampton, or UMass Memorial Hospital in Worcester. No referrals, no PCP required. The choice is yours. Because at WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Learn more at wellpointmass.com.
Hey, babe, what's going on?
Hun, I was walking the puppy and saw the neighbor's new fence from Hasty. It looks sharp. Hasty came out, measured, and gave them a free quote. I'd like the ornamental, like the neighbors, but we could go with the traditional wood or the clean lines of vinyl for even more privacy. Hasty has an outdoor showroom in Agawam. Let's go check it out this weekend.
Sounds good. So we can get the black chain link to blend in with the back property line.
We gotta get a Hasty.
Check them out at hastyfence.com. When you need a fence, it's gotta be a Hasty.
8:33 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Well, thank you, Bax.
You're welcome, Steve.
Suspect has been arrested in a deadly Belchertown shooting from Friday evening. The Northwestern DA's office said the shooting occurred shortly after 5 p.m. at 111 Daniel Shays Highway on Friday. The suspect, whose name has not been released, is scheduled to be arraigned in Eastern Hampton District Court today. Officials say there is no ongoing threat to the public. The Belchertown Police and the Mass State Police are continued to investigate this incident. The victim's cause of death will be determined by the Office of Chief Medical Examiner. Updates will be provided as more information becomes available. 2 men were hospitalized after being shot early Sunday morning in Springfield, according to the Springfield Police. On 2:20 a.m. on Sunday, officers were sent to the 100 block of Chestnut Street for a shot spotter activation. When officers arrived, one man was found with gunshot wounds. He was taken to Bay State Medical Center for his injuries. Another man was found with gunshot wounds. He was also taken to Bay State Medical Center with serious injuries. The department's detective bureau is investigating the shooting. Down into Connecticut. Let's do some Connecticut news.
Let's do it.
A man faces charges for threatening 2 e-bike riders with a gun in Wethersfield. I was just in Wethersfield. The Family Dollar got robbed Friday night, and this guy was pointing a gun at e-bike riders. But I didn't see any of that crime happening.
Is there a lot of bad feeling about the e-bikes in Wethersfield?
I guess so. Wethersfield police identified the suspect as 46-year-old Dominic Mucci of Wethersfield.
Oh!
Hey, you riding your e-bike around here? Not on my watch.
Hey, I'm pedaling here.
Police say they responded to the Department of Motor Vehicles parking lot on State Street on Wednesday around 6:30 p.m.
Isn't today Monday?
Well, whatever. I mean, we take a little time sometimes to report the good news.
Well, it takes a long time, because I believe the news is distributed by Pony Express from Connecticut up here to Massachusetts. I mean, how else were we supposed to find out about this?
Run! It's like Willy Wonka. Run, Charlie. Run with your news, and don't stop until you get to Springfield.
And stay away from that Slugworth.
Someone reported that there was a threatening incident that involved the displaying of firearm. Police said their investigation revealed that Mucci was behind the wheel of a Subaru and yelled at the 2 e-bike riders, one of whom was a juvenile. You really think anybody is going to listen to an angry man in a Subaru? You know what I mean? Pull up in a pickup truck so we can all see what kind of small penis that you have. Don't hide it behind the guise of a Subaru.
I mean, I realize a Subaru is a very reliable vehicle with great gas mileage and great customer satisfaction. But who the hell are you to be yelling at e-bike riders from your Subaru?
The car doesn't fit the crime. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many Subaru Outback owners do you know that get involved in a yo, I got the limited edition over here. Comes free with the softball equipment in the back. Hey! Oh! Police said their investigation, he pulled the gun on the juvenile. Police also said the suspect was drunk at the time. What are you saying, huh? You saying that I can't ride my Subaru drunk down the street and flash my gun at the e-bike riders? This is bullshit, isn't it? Hey!
It's very hard to intimidate those on the road when you're a sober man driving a Subaru. I mean, how do you intimidate people in any other way? I mean, you're right. If the guy's driving like an F-250, it can be a little bit more intimidating than the guy driving a little Subaru.
Or one of those douches that rolls coal on the highway. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
What is with that, by the way? What kind of small penis energy do you need to exert while you're driving down the street in your oversized pickup truck with black smoke coming out of it because it's cool?
Well, you talk about the small penis issues here, Steve. I think if you're driving a vehicle like that and you're doing those kinds of activities to make up for the shortcomings that natural selection chose for you, believe it or not, everybody around you is already assuming that a small penis is part of the landscape.
I know
you bamboozle nobody here.
Most people think you're a jerk for doing that.
Yes.
Right? But right now, let's just say you're out in traffic, because there's enough people listening out there, and I'm sure there's at least one douchebag out there that's got one of these trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's listening to this show is now looking at you going, what a douche in that truck. Not only does he have a small penis, but the whole black smoke rolling coal thing. Yeah, we're rolling coal down I-91 because I like to do a smoke screen like I'm playing Spy Hunter back in the 80s on the Atari 2600, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but you're also going to have a guy who says, I don't know what they're talking about my joint. I mean, I got the big truck, I'm rolling coal, and yet I look like a can of cream corn down here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You know you're lying. Everyone knows.
Yeah. That's when a guy in a Subaru should come up and point a gun at you. Hey, oh! You're worse than the e-bike rider. Ah! You got a small little vajou going on there. Anyway, Nashville woman said a Southwest Airlines policy left her with a canceled flight and nearly caused her to miss her connection to L.A. for a cruise through Mexico. Ruby Cosby, don't take your love to town, said she has always flown Southwest without any problems, but that changed on February 28th when she tried to board a flight to LAX. She said a Southwest agent would not let her board the flight without purchasing an additional ticket due to her size. Cosby said she was initially hesitant to share her story, fearing the backlash and body shaming that could come with it. I can fit in the seat, and I have fit in the seat with no problem for many years. Mm-hmm. She said that statement was ignored by Southwest, who told her she would have to pay an additional ass tax of $450.
Is that what they call it, the ass tax?
I would imagine that's what it is. To get her on the flight to LAX due to a new policy that went into effect on January 27th. The policy states in part that customers who encroach upon neighboring seats must purchase the number of seats needed. Cosby said she bought her ticket prior to the new seating policy and was not aware of the changes. Then you shouldn't be charged for it. If you purchased the ticket before the policy changed, regardless, you can make fun of this lady all you want, if you're going to be, immature like that. I'd rather prefer to make fun of small penis people with rolling coal down the street.
Yeah, because they're not, at least the woman who's large isn't trying to conceal anything.
No. But she's absolutely right. She bought the ticket before the policy was put in place. So you should be kind of grandfathered of the ass tax, so you don't have to pay it.
The other part of this is if these kinds of additional fees are part of air travel, and the airline is trying to squeeze as many seats into this as possible, then try to imagine how big you'd have to be to get taxed. Not that big.
No.
And this is, to me, like a money grab. This has nothing to do with whether somebody's overweight or whatever, which, by the way, as a big-boned man myself, I find this to be discriminatory. Nevertheless, I also can see where the airlines would purposely make seats too narrow to fit the average person just to grab a little bit of extra cash. They're charging you for everything else in the flight.
Yeah, it's another way for them to squeeze every little penny they can out of the consumer.
Exactly. Yeah. Jerks.
They are jerks. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cloudy with a high of 69 giggity. It's 41 giggity in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102.
At Gary Rome Hyundai, we're driven by gratitude. With our 5
Springfield's Classic Rock, it's 8:49 the Black Crows of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be a mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 69 giggity. It's 42 right now in downtown Springfield.
Everyone's got that home project they want to finish. You replaced a toilet over the weekend, which is like sorcery as far as I'm concerned. But Rock 102 wants to help you get that project done by giving you $5,000. Can you imagine the toilet you could have gotten for $5,000, Steve?
I wanted a clear one, like a fish bowl, like one that looked like fish were swimming in it.
That would be awesome.
Because they make those ones with the fake fish swimming inside of the bowl.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of neat.
That would be cool. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Rock 102 could give you $5,000 with Pick Your Project, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. Use it to fund a project with one of our sponsors like Home Outlet, Toro Shower Doors, A Signature Fence, Aqua Pump, Luso Federal Credit Union, or with Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. If you want to win $5,000, you just go to rock102.com, sign it before noon on April 24th when one winner gets chosen at random. It's Pick Your Project from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
Well, there's going to be a shortage of Kit Kats this Easter.
What?
Yeah, a massive 12-ton shipment of Nestle's Crunch Kit Kat bars was stolen in a chocolatey heist that risks causing a shortage in stores just before the big Easter Bunny holiday.
What rat bastard.
I know.
Masterminds this plan.
Kit Kat, owned by Swiss food giant Nestle, told AFP on Saturday that a truck transporting 413,793 units of its new chocolate range has been stolen during transit in Europe. The shipment disappeared last week while heading between production and distribution locations. We've always encouraged people to have a break with Kit Kat, a spokesperson told the AFP, referring to its famous catchphrase. But it seems thieves have taken the message too literally and made a break with more than 12 tons of chocolate. The company said the stolen truck had left a factory in central Italy and was making its way to Poland when it was stolen, adding that the vehicle and its contents remained unaccounted for.
I hope whatever bastard stole all these Kit Kats get lots of zits. Total breakout of zits from head to toe, like in real uncomfortable places.
We kind of touched on this. What is your favorite Easter candy?
As a kid, I always liked the solid, chocolate bunny.
Yeah.
I resented the hollow chocolate bunny. To this day, I won't even touch it.
I told you I like the eggs. Not the cat. I like Cadbury eggs, but the mini eggs, not the cream filled or caramel filled one, which to me are junk. The whole when you break open that Cadbury cream.
You like that or don't like that?
There's something about the consistency of that stuff and the appearance of it that makes it look like...
Well, I got to tell you, after today's newscast, every time I bite into a Cadbury cream egg, I'm going to wonder, well, do I have eye cancer?
Well...
Because to be honest, there's a consistency issue that I agree with.
You got glaucoma. You know what the answer is? Cadbury Bunt Cream. Do you ever have Cadbury Bunt Cream, Bexy?
No, I never have.
Try the Bunt Cream.
Kit Kats, though. I mean, that's there's a lot of people that rely on the Kit Kat haul for Easter.
You can make your own Kit Kat way better than a regular Kit Kat.
With those like little wafer cookies and stuff?
Well, you melt some chocolate. You get some of that melting chocolate.
Yeah.
Or you can make your own melting chocolate, by, I don't know, whatever the ingredients is to make it harden faster or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you melt that, and then you take like the wafer cookies.
Yeah.
And you dip them in chocolate, and it's 10 times better than a Kit Kat bar.
Probably, but if you don't have the time or the wherewithal to make them on your own, and you're relying on Kit Kat to have enough on the shelves, it's going to be a tough year for people.
It's going to be a tough year for everybody.
Yeah. Now we're just going to have to rely on the religious aspects of Easter instead.
Oh man, you think Jesus broke a Kit Kat at the Last Supper? Everybody take one piece from the king-size Kit Kat bar. I believe there are 12 pieces in this giant king-size bar. It's a king size for the king.
Because they come in twos. I'm sure you could split that amongst 12 apostles.
Yeah, and even Judas got one too.
Well,
how could you betray somebody like that?
How could you even deny it 3 times? That's not the guy that gave me a Kit Kat.
You got a Kit Kat share, a good Kit Kat share. He fed the masses with the Kit Kat.
It would have changed. It would have changed the entire scope of the holiday had it been something different than unleavened bread and wine.
By the way, how was your
nachos? I mean, nachos would have been a good option too.
How was your Palm Sunday?
It was very nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
about. I bet you are. Yeah, that's disgusting.
I'm just trying to get us to the next break.
Well, let me try to get you somewhere before that happens,
Oh, yeah,
Steve,
let's
because
do
it is an Autumn Mist Monday, and we just happen to have something nice from Autumn Mist Farms. You can't beat their meat, and if you did, shame on you.
I can beat my meat.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you could, and I bet you've got lots of experience at it. But a $25 gift card to Autumn Mist Farms, the farm to table. You can't beat their meat. No construction. The road is back open, and you can buy all the stuff you can get for $25.
Like the Dirty Dog.
What's a dirty dog?
That's a hot dog, the all beef hot dog.
Yeah.
With steak and cheese on top of it.
Shut your mouth.
Dude, it is like one of those creations that Autumn Mist makes that is just like, chef's kiss. Mwah!
That sounds so good.
Oh, it's, listen, you get all of the glory of a hot dog as well as the deliciousness of a good steak and cheese sandwich. And you know that it's not like, Autumn Mist is using their beef. They're not for the steak meat. They're not making steakums.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
it's real beef.
By the way, did you ever have a steak? When was the last time you had a steakum?
Probably about 40 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I like a cheesesteak, but steakums are just not.
I believe
like
they
sweatshop
sell.
beef.
I believe they sell the shaved beef in the freezer section over at the Autumn Mist.
See, I bet that's a much better beef.
Yeah,
than a steakum. Steakum doesn't even look like beef.
Sliced so thin you can't even see it.
Well, how do you know it's there?
Well, I just assumed.
293-1021. 10th caller gets the gift certificate to Autumn Mist Farms. Good luck on Rock 102.
It's back.